The old priests of the salt plains still whisper of the time before time, when heaven was not a feud between greedy lords, but the cradle of a god. In the age when the world was yet unborn, he stood alone in the void, nameless, formless, wrapped in the endless dark. There were no stars to mock his solitude, no wind to stir the silence, only the god and the nothingness and the weight of his own sorrow. And so he wept. His tears fell one by one, slow as the dripping of stalactites in the deepest caves. They pooled in the hollows of the unformed earth, salt, bitter, and heavy with grief. For an eternity they fell, until at last the seas rose high enough to lick at his feet. The touch of his own sorrow startled him from his lamentations. He looked upon the vast black waters, his tears, his legacy, and for the first time, he joy. Wishing to hold the oceans in his gaze, he began to ascend. The darkness became his ladder. He grasped at the shadows, hauling himself upward, hand over hand, toward a heaven whose end could not see. But the higher he climbed, the heavier his body grew. His fingers, slick with salt and exhaustion, slipped. With a final desperate swipe, he rented the fabric of the night, and the wound caught fire. The first sun blazed to life. The god fell, his body shattering against the earth. His flesh became the Uru Mountains, jagged and white as broken bones. His blood seeped into the stone, and where it touched the sea, the waters recoiled, fleeing inland like a spooked beast. Over millennia, they retreated, leaving behind the cracked salt plains, the goddess' dried tears, remnants of his sorrow. The priests say the sea still flees. One day, they warn, the shallow waters will vanish entirely. The great ocean will gasp its last breath. The salt will crust over the bones of the world, and on that day the sun will darken again. The winter rains came slow and heavy over the salty plains, turning the cracked earth into a vast shimmering mirror of the sky. That is why the fools call this feud heaven, the sister thought. A cruel jest. The land was a liar. It showed men the heavens, then choked them with thirst. The lords of these lands grew fat on the white gold beneath their feet, salt hauled from the mines in endless caravans to feed the hunger of the eastern kingdoms.